you've seen from their quarterback? I think Ray said the key's going to be probably defensive end contain and just making sure you can, I guess, handle both parts of his game.
Yeah, he's a difference maker, dangerous guy, really athletic, really good quarterback. Major reason for their successes. He makes them go. He's a dangerous guy. He keeps the ball alive. He can throw the football. He can run the football. You've got to prepare for his running game. You've got to prepare for the option part of it. You've got to prepare for scrambles, all those kind of things. So a dangerous guy.
Does he? I guess DeAndre said that in some sense it's like a Big 12 quarterback, where a really poised guy and a guy that can run and throw.
I would agree. I think it's all that. I think he's a veteran guy, and nothing phases him. He doesn't. They do a great job protecting him. Not very many people get to him, and he eludes pressure, and he can throw the ball down the field.
What kind of growth did you see in DeAndre over the last year or so, when he maybe got to spend a little bit more time at corner, where it was maybe more natural to him?
Oh, I think all those guys grow. I think DeAndre's done a great job of, off the field. When we talk about margins and winning in the dark, I just think he's done a great job off the field of prepping himself and getting himself ready to play and studying the game, and really becoming a student and trying to master his craft.
Is that a matter of spending more time or just knowing what you're doing when you do study the film?
Both of those. I think it's a really good point. I think knowing what you're doing, I think that comes about with some age for sure. And then I think the willingness to realize that it does take a lot of time. You don't have much free time if you're really a student of the game. The game doesn't allow that. And I think until you're a little bit more mature and older and realize, hey, sand's running through the hourglass and I better get ready to go, and this is my senior year and I want to play well and want to lead, and then you go do all that stuff.
You guys have had a couple scrimmages, but how much, I guess, teaching especially will it be in this first game for you on the fly with some of these safeties just as they go through it for the first time?
Well, there's a lot of young guys floating around out there still, on our team, and there'll be some learning curve, and we've got to try to do a great job of putting them in the right spots and doing things that we know how to do, and that's more my concern, is that we understand what we're doing, what our jobs are, and all that kind of thing. We're playing a really talented offense, a very difficult offense to defend, and I've known Coach Stig for a long time, and a lot of those guys in that staff when I had coached at Youngstown, and those guys do a tremendous job, and their kids will play really hard, and they do, and they're very well coached.
What does Mike Rose do well that's allowed him to insert himself in this linebacker battle? What does he need to improve on if he gets the
names called? He's still one of those young guys that's still learning, I think, in fairness, but man, does he play hard and fast, and he's really what we thought we saw on film and who we met and family that we met, and he's all of those things. And it's been a great battle. It's still going on. I mean, it's those guys competing out there today, watching Bobby McMillan and OV and Mike. I mean, it's intense. It's fun to watch, and they're young guys that all want opportunity. And it's been fun to watch them practice and compete, because they sure have done that.
How big of a gulf is there between a good, solid FBS team to a really good FCS team like in South Dakota State that is now becoming like a playoff fixture, a semifinals fixture? It seems like it's getting closer.
Well, yeah, I think FCS has changed a ton, even in the years that I was back at Youngstown, and since then watching those teams play. We watched their games and went through the season, and a lot of talent, a lot of and guys are transferring. There's a lot more of that going on, and so there's really, really talented folks. They had some guys drafted in early rounds, and you just see it. So I think the gap's closing. I don't think it's going to change. I think as long as guys are moving on from Division I to FCS, it's really good football, and that conference is a really tough conference as it is. So those guys have done a good job, and I don't think there's a lot of difference, not near as much as there used to be.
How much better are you guys in terms of culture solidifying versus being in place in year two? Year one, Coach Campbell joked that figuring out how to arrange the lockers.
Right.
Last year you probably feel better. This year probably another step up in terms of feeling better week one.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever feel better. Better's not. I don't know if I'm there in all my years, but I just think our guys. understand better, if there's anything, of what they're trying to do, and you know, back to the point of, you know, how long it does take to study film and what am I really studying. And I think our team has done a good job of that. And, you know, you got to go play a game and you got to go put it all together and do all those things and block out all the noise and all the, you know, distractions, and you got to go play football. And that'll be the real test. Can we handle that? And can we go do that? But I've been really proud of our guys, just of their mindset and work. You know, I don't think of days that we come out here and wasted a day of practice, and that's what I appreciate. If it's good enough, it'll be good enough. If it's not, it's not. But I think our guys have worked very hard at trying to, you know, be as good as we can be.